So this is sort of a part 2 video. You don't have to watch part 1 to understand this one, but if you do watch part 1, this video will probably be more enjoyable. Besides, it's not like I spent more than 26 hours to make it or anything. So skipping class was a piece of cake, really. I could get past the teachers with basic tricks, like smooth talk. Why are you not in class? Oh, sorry, I'm just running late to English. Or also by using sick evasive maneuvers. Okay, well, when I mean sick evasive maneuvers, I mean I would just hide in the bathroom, but whatever, same thing, right? So after a few months of easy skipping, I bumped into a teacher that shut down all of my previous tricks. This was Mr. Baker, the vice principal. If this was a video game, the other teachers were practice monsters in the tutorial level, but Mr. Baker was the final boss on hard mode. No, actually not hard mode, more like extra hard, super mega, you're probably gonna die this level because of how difficult it is, then probably cry like a little baby deluxe ultimate collector's edition. Hard mode. Everything that worked on the other teachers had no effect on Mr. Baker. Smooth talk instantly failed. And where are you heading off to, Mr. Story? I have English down the hall with Mrs. Peterson. Well, according to this, you have history. He has my student schedule. Trying to avoid him also failed. So I would see him further down the hallway, then I would slip into the bathroom to hide while waiting for him to walk by. Cool, then after waiting for a few minutes, I would walk out. But when I walked out, yeah, he would be outside. I can't believe he actually waited by the bathroom. Not only was Mr. Baker smart, but he was tall, intimidating, and he was bald. He stood at 6'7" and had broad shoulders, and the only thing he wore was an all-black tracksuit. He basically looked like the Grim Reaper if the Grim Reaper was a soccer dad. Not to mention he was an ex-football player and still an active coach, but he had circle-frame Harry Potter glasses, so that was kind of funny. This meant a few things. Number one, he had some long-ass legs, so quickly walking past him didn't work. He would seriously take like one step and cover 50 of mine. Number two, he is a football coach, meaning Mr. Baker already has plenty of experience dealing with rebellious teenagers. Number three, Mr. Baker was not afraid to run. Remember in part 1, I'd run away from Mrs. Peterson? Yeah, I tried it once with Mr. Baker. That didn't go well. I got caught immediately. Now, I went to a huge school, almost 3,000 kids, more than 12 exit doors, and separate buildings for each subject. The math wing, the science wing, the dance and gym studio, the food wing, and so on, and each wing had 2 floors. So whenever Mr. Baker spotted me in the hallway, he would briskly walk towards me. By the way, that felt terrifying, and it seriously felt like one of those chasing horror games. Anyways, so this is where I would try to lose him in the hallways. First, I would walk down to the end of the wing, then take the stairs up to the 2nd floor, then power walk into a different wing across the school, then take the stairs back down to the 1st floor, then repeat that a couple of times in an attempt to confuse Mr. Baker. Then hopefully find an exit. Now, I don't know if Mr. Baker was either too fast or too smart, but this only worked half the time. And number 4, well, I'll get back to that later. It wasn't just me that Mr. Baker stopped, but a bunch of other students too. Pretending to go to the bathroom, detention. Walking around the school for no reason to skip class, detention. Chilling in the library or cafeteria, detention. You couldn't lie to him because he could just check your student schedule on his phone. That, and he was just intimidating. No one had the balls to lie to his face. Especially the girls, because girls don't have balls. I had to step up my game if I wanted to skip. One of the funnest things I did was a mock disguise. I would wear my gym clothes to history, basketball shoes, high socks, gym shorts, and a jersey. Then I would sneak out with the gym class that was leaving the school to go to the outdoor soccer field. The gym teachers liked me, so even though I wasn't registered in their class, they were like, yeah, it's cool, you can hang out with us. Then I just blended in with the crowd. But do you know how cool that felt? All I did was dress up in gym clothes, but I felt like I was infiltrating enemy territory. Suck it, Mr. Baker! Just kidding, I actually liked Mr. Baker. He was a cool guy. Anyway, Mr. Baker was my ultimate rival. Almost the entire semester, it was a game of cat chasing mouse. I would get caught half the time, and I would escape half the time. And it was a pretty fun and eventful last semester. This brings me to the last point of this story. Point number 4. Mr. Baker would actually drive off of school property to find kids skipping class. And guess who made it onto his list of main targets? Now the chase is happening outside of the school. Normally, the teachers weren't supposed to pursue students off of school grounds, but Mr. Baker was like, "9! I'ma do it anyway." Well, he was the vice principal, so he could do what he wanted, I guess. The road from the school to the bus stop was a huge straight line, and that was the only way to get there. If you had a car, it was really easy to drive down the road and pass by all the kids walking. So one day I'm walking down the road after skipping history like usual, then I see a black car in the distance creeping towards me. It's Mr. Baker, oh fire truck! So now he's driving my direction, but he hasn't noticed me yet. What do I even do in this situation? Run forward? No, he's right there. Run backwards? Probably not. I'm not gonna even try and outrun a car. Run back to the school? Nope, I left for a reason. Surrender? Surrender? No, never surrender. So the only thing that I could do was run into the back alleys behind the houses, and I hid behind a bush in someone's backyard. Good thing they didn't have a guard dog, or that could have been a really bad idea. So now I'm hiding behind a bush, and I'm straight up sweating, and the next 2 minutes pass by so incredibly slowly as I just watched Mr. Baker drive by. My heart was just beating. I just stared at his car for what felt like an eternity while he rolled by, and at one point I almost thought he looked directly at me, but I guess he only saw the bush. But after sweating and waiting behind that life-saving bush, he eventually drove by and went back to the school without noticing me. Finally walking out from behind the bush, I was just feeling adrenaline, and it felt like I just completed the ultimate getaway mission, but in reality, I was skipping history class by hiding behind a bush in some dude's backyard while my vice principal drove by really slowly. It still felt cool, okay? And the best part was I had the highest mark in that history class that I skipped, so I never really got into deep trouble. Okay, well I guess my attendance record sort of got screwed up, and they would then send a voicemail to my house saying that I was absent from class, which my mom would probably Street Fighter uppercut me for, so... But I usually got home before my mom did, and I would erase the voicemail.